Let's talk about this situation again because it keeps finding its way back into the spotlight. I honestly try not to focus on one person for too long, but sometimes the actions themselves draw attention right back. People often ask why these kinds of videos or conversations even happen. They say it feels like hate or negativity. From my point of view, it is not about tearing someone down. It is more about noticing strange or confusing behavior that keeps showing up in public and trying to make sense of it. When someone lives their life in front of an audience, every small move can turn into a talking point. A single comment, a short clip, or even a picture can spark days of discussion. That is just how social media works. It takes something simple and turns it into a big conversation where everyone feels invited to share their opinion. There have been moments in the past where things she said did not line up with what people felt they could clearly see. One example that caught a lot of attention was when she talked about her hair. She appeared on camera with long hair and told viewers it was her natural look. Many people believed it was actually a weave or extensions. The issue for most viewers was not really about the hairstyle itself. It was more about why the explanation was given at all. Nobody was asking for proof. People were already giving compliments. That moment made some viewers wonder why it had to be explained in a way that felt unnecessary. That small detail opened the door for people to start paying closer attention to other things she shared online. Over time, more stories came up, and some viewers started to feel like a pattern was forming. They noticed that when mistakes were pointed out, there was rarely a clear moment where she simply said, "Yes, I got that wrong." Instead, the response often felt like a joke, a way to change the subject, or a way to turn the question back on the person asking. For some, that approach comes across as playful. For others, it feels like avoiding responsibility. Everyone reads it differently. That is the tricky part about being in the public eye. The same action can look harmless to one person and questionable to another. One recent moment made a lot of people start talking again. She called into a boxing and sports podcast, pretending to be a fan. At first, it sounded like a regular supporter calling in to show love and encouragement. But as the conversation went on, the caller became very emotional and defensive about comments the host made. That reaction made many listeners feel like the caller was actually her. Her voice, her tone, and the way she responded felt too personal to be just a random fan. Some people laughed and thought it was funny. They saw it as a playful move, maybe even a joke. Others felt uncomfortable. They wondered why someone with real talent and success would need to go that far just to defend herself or hear praise. To them, it felt like an awkward moment that took attention away from the hard work and skill that should be the main focus. A few weeks later, an interviewer asked her directly about that call. Instead of clearly saying yes or no, she answered in a way that sounded more like a question. She said something along the lines of, "And if I did?" That response left many people unsure how to take it. Some felt she was brushing it off. Others thought she was trying to keep things light and not turn it into a big deal. Moments like that show how quickly a small action can turn into a larger story. One phone call leads to online clips. Those clips lead to comments. The comments lead to debates. Before long, the conversation is everywhere. Then there is the talk about her relationship with Papoose. Some viewers believe he is there to support her and stand by her side. Others think he is only around because it benefits him in some way. These opinions go back and forth, and no one outside of their private world truly knows what is real. Still, people online keep discussing it because parts of their connection play out in public. Relationships in the spotlight come with extra pressure. Every smile, every post, and every appearance together gets examined. Supporters look for signs of love and loyalty. Critics look for signs of tension or hidden motives. The truth often sits somewhere in between, but it can be hard to see clearly when so many voices are talking at once. What makes this whole story interesting is how quickly small actions turn into big conversations. One comment about hair, one call to a podcast, or one social media post can lead to days of debate. Some people see these moments as entertainment. Others see them as signs of deeper issues, like wanting approval or struggling to handle criticism. At the heart of it all, everyone watching brings their own point of view. Some will defend her no matter what. They see her as strong, talented, and misunderstood. Some will question every move, looking for patterns and hidden meaning. Others will simply watch without taking sides, treating it like a story unfolding in real time. Now, let's talk a bit more about the role Papoose plays in this situation because that part also gets a lot of attention. Many people notice how often he appears at events that are meant to focus on her. Whether it is through speeches, performances, or just being present, some viewers feel like the spotlight sometimes shifts away from her moment and onto him. For fans who want to see her shine on her own, that can be frustrating. They want the focus to stay on her achievements, her wins, and her hard work. They worry that the conversation about her talent gets drowned out by talk about her personal life and the people around her. At the same time, others see his presence as support. They believe he is there to cheer her on and stand by her side. They see it as a sign of loyalty and partnership. Again, it all depends on how you look at it. When people talk about her, it is not always coming from a place of dislike. Many actually wanted to cheer her on and see her succeed. She has real skill, and she has achieved things that deserve respect. The problem for some viewers is that certain actions keep creating drama that takes attention away from those accomplishments. The hair situation became a big example of this. It was not about whether her hair was long or short. It was about why it became a topic at all. People were already giving compliments. There was no pressure to explain anything. But when she said it was all natural, even though older videos showed a very different look, it made people question why she felt the need to say that in the first place. For some, that moment turned into a symbol of a bigger issue. If someone stretches the truth about something small, it makes others wonder what else might not be fully honest. That does not mean everything she says is wrong. It just means people start paying closer attention. Social media plays a huge role in this. One post leads to another clip. One comment leads to a long thread. Before you know it, a simple detail becomes a full discussion with hundreds or thousands of opinions. Some people enjoy that kind of back and forth. They like analyzing every move and trying to figure out what it means. Others find it exhausting and wish the focus would go back to the sport, the music, or the work that made these people famous in the first place.
Thank you. I just have one follow-up question. It's a hot topic. We got to know, Claressa, was that you on the call on that show? People are saying you called into a show and it sounded like you. What are your thoughts on that?
If I did, so what?
Exactly. Which is a good answer.
You on these lives? Yeah, you on these lives talking about Claressa Shields?
Yeah. Mute your TV for me. Go ahead. I saw I missed your call.
It's muted.
Okay, go ahead.
So, I'm sitting up here listening to this live, and I see so much misinformation.
Okay, well, go ahead. Go ahead. Hold on. Go ahead. I want to hear you.
Y'all lying, saying that this woman owes tax money. Why are y'all lying, saying that her image is ruined?
Well, hold on. Correct that then, because there's a lady who put out some tax records today on her site, and we were all like, where'd that come from? Like Claressa Shields owes money based on the document she provided. So clear that up for us, because I'm glad.
Y'all believe anything bad about Claressa Shields. Nobody's doing any fact checks. You guys are running behind Tasha K and Lakeisha Dean believing anything bad said about Claressa Shields when her life has been documented since she was 15 years old.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm going to let you talk because I'm not rude. And I'm not saying you're being rude. Now, I don't watch Tasha K. I don't even know who the other person is. But the ladies in the chat, they definitely know who they are. So just to let you know. But go ahead. I want to hear from you because I'm glad somebody who has a differing opinion is calling in. But so you saying the tax stuff isn't true?
It's not about a different opinion. It's about facts. You guys aren't putting out any facts. You guys are lying. You're lying on her name 24/7.
Okay.
24/7.
Give the facts.
She doesn't owe any money in taxes.
So the person who came out, the person who did that video and has that document floating around, that's a false document.
Very, very false. I know Claressa myself, so therefore, no, it's not true. Secondly, you are talking about that her image is destroyed. How are you guys on this live? The girl you had just before saying that, she only made $8 million. Like, $8 million is not a lot of money. And she has the most lucrative boxing deal in women's boxing. When do we start doing this stuff?
Okay, keep going. So you don't think her image has been destroyed because of the deal?
It's not about she has not done anything for her image to be destroyed. She is a female boxer. What else is she supposed to do?
But what does that mean?
I would love to hear this.
No.
She's a female boxer.
Okay.
She is the best in the world at what she does. She's undefeated. She's never been in jail. She doesn't have anything on her record that's bad. How are you guys painting this girl out to be a bad person and be a bad woman? Please explain it to me.
Okay.
Another part of the conversation is how people handle criticism. Being in the public, means not everyone will like you. Not everyone will agree with you. Some comments will be unfair. Some will be harsh. The way someone responds to that can shape how they are seen. When a person laughs things off, some viewers see confidence. When a person avoids answering directly, some see avoidance. There is no one right way to handle it, but every choice sends a message, whether intended or not. Now, let's shift back to the podcast moment for a moment because it keeps coming up. Calling in as a fan is something that surprised a lot of people. For those who found it funny, it felt like a playful way to join the conversation. For those who found it odd, it felt like crossing a line. They wondered why someone would need to hide their identity instead of just calling in as themselves. They felt it would have been more honest and more powerful to speak openly rather than pretend to be someone else. That moment also raised questions about how much attention and validation people need, even when they are already successful. Fame does not always remove the desire for approval. In some cases, it can make that desire even stronger. Then there is the part about trust. Once people feel like a small detail does not add up, they start looking at everything else more closely. That does not mean they are right to do so, but it is a natural reaction. Trust, once shaken, takes time to rebuild. This is where the conversation often splits. One side says people are being too harsh and reading too much into small moments. The other side says these small moments reveal bigger truths about how someone presents themselves. Both sides think they are being fair. Both sides think they are seeing the real picture. The truth is usually more complex than either side wants to admit. Now let's talk about how this all connects to her connection with Remy Ma's husband, Papoose. That part of the story added another layer of interest and debate. Some people believe she tried to make it seem like he reached out to her first. Others think the story went the other way. There are also questions about where he spent time during certain holidays and who he was really with. Again, no one outside of their personal lives can truly know the full story. But because pieces of it appear online, people feel invited to guess and discuss. At this point, many viewers say their trust is already shaky. Once a small detail feels off, every new statement gets examined. Social media makes it easy to replay clips, compare stories, and point out differences. For some, this feels like holding someone accountable. For others, it feels like piling on and refusing to let anything go. One thing that stands out is how fast opinions form. A person can go from being praised to being questioned in a matter of days. A single viral clip can change how someone is seen. This shows the power and the danger of online attention. It can lift people up, but it can also put them under a microscope where every move gets judged. Another angle people talk about is how these moments affect her focus and career. Being in the middle of constant discussion can be draining. It can take energy away from training, performing, or creating. Even strong people can feel the weight of constant attention. Some viewers worry that the noise around her personal life will overshadow her professional achievements. They want to see her recognized for her work, not just for the drama around her. Others believe she brings some of this attention on herself by the way she responds and the choices she makes online. They feel that if she kept things more private, there would be less to talk about. Again, this comes down to how much of your life you choose to share. Some public figures keep a tight boundary. Others let people see almost everything. Both approaches have their own challenges. Now let's return to the hair conversation one more time, because it really shows how small details can grow into big stories. Hair is something many people care deeply about. It is tied to identity, confidence, and self-expression. When someone talks about their hair, people listen. When what they say...
Somebody said nice wig. You mean nice hair? My wigs be straight. It's actually my natural hair. That's why I have my edges covered up, because I ran them out this morning. But you guys aren't used to me wearing my hair out, and I don't really like wearing it out that much either. I like it braided.
It seems different from what others see, it becomes a point of interest. That is not fair or unfair. It is just how attention works. Some people believe the focus on her hair is silly and unnecessary. They think it takes away from more important topics. Others see it as a symbol of a bigger issue about honesty and presentation. This difference in perspective is what keeps the debate alive. As long as people see the same moment in different ways, the conversation will continue. Social media thrives on this. Platforms are built around sharing opinions, reacting to content, and joining discussions. The more people talk, the more the topic spreads. At the end of the day, there is one simple idea at the center of all this. People want to feel like they know what is real. They want to believe the stories they hear and the images they see. When something feels off, even in a small way, it can create doubt. That does not mean someone is lying about everything. Just means people start looking closer. Now let's step back and look at the bigger picture. Claressa.
You mean my hair? My wigs be straight. It's actually my natural hair. That's why I have my edges covered up, because I ran them out this morning. But you guys aren't used to me wearing my hair out, and I don't really like wearing it out that much either. I like it braided. You mean my hair?
Prince KJ Shields is a talented athlete with real achievements. Papoose is a musician with a history in the industry. Remy Ma is a well-known artist with her own strong presence. All of them have their own stories, their own fans, and their own critics. When their paths cross in public, the attention multiplies. Some people see this as entertainment. They follow along like it is a show. Others see it as a lesson about fame, relationships, and how public life can complicate private moments. There is also the idea of growth. People change over time. The way someone handles attention today may be different from how they handle it tomorrow. Mistakes can become learning moments, even if they play out in front of everyone. For those watching, it can be helpful to remember that behind every post, every clip, and every comment is a real person with real feelings. It is easy to forget that when everything is on a screen. That does not mean people should not talk about public actions. It just means it is worth doing so with some understanding. So now it comes back to you, the viewer or the reader. How do you see this whole situation? Do you think these moments are being blown out of proportion? Or do you feel they reveal something deeper about how she presents herself? Do you see the podcast call as a harmless joke or as something that crossed a line? Do you see the hair conversation as a simple misunderstanding or as part of a bigger pattern? There is no single right answer. Everyone brings their own experiences and values into how they judge what they see. Some people value transparency above all else. Others value privacy. Some focus on talent and achievements. Others pay more attention to personality and behavior. What matters most is being honest with yourself about why you feel the way you do. Are you reacting because you care about the person, the work, or just the story itself?